Good morning. Good morning. Why am I so tall?
Move your camera.
Oh, that's what it is.
Ta-da!
Mary Pierre Tetro. Okay, put me alone. I want to see what I look like alone.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Oh, you see all that mess? Okay, yeah, this is it. This is it. Okay. Hang on a second. Okay. So we see this mess. The beauty of Zoom is that we can do it picture perfect, but you don't see the rest of it. Welcome, my friends, to the most amazing podcast for me, where it's not motivational, it's not inspirational, but definitely a podcast that will transform those of you that really want to develop their leadership. And today's segment really hits home hard because I've been doing a lot of greet and meets, a lot of coachings, a lot of monthly reviews, and a lot of dream sessions. And I totally get today's subject where we don't get paid for what we know, because I know a lot of things after 40 years, but we get paid for what we do. And doing a lot of coachings, there's a huge difference between doing a coaching that's going to induce in others to do and doing a coaching where I was good. I did a great coaching. And there's a world of a difference between both, right? And the implementation is the key. This is what we're paid for. So I'm hoping that today you're really going to lean in and take notes because it applies to each one of you. As a parent, it's not you doing everything right, setting the boundaries for the kids, getting an organization going at home, having the unwavering schedule, but can you get your kids to do what they're supposed to do, to become that independent individual, even if you were to pass away at a very young age, like my mom? She passed away at 51. Even you, Melanie, when your mother left, you were left on your own. Like this, you have to be able to induce in others to do. And then, of course, Marie-Pierre is going to do the social mirror, and there is a scientific explanation behind all of this. So in French, we say attache ta tuque, hold on to your hat, because it's going to be quite a ride this morning. Quite a ride. Many of us are going to go like this, and it's going to hit a little bit hard. And then you're going to say, if you're open minded, okay. They have to do. They have to do. So it's not the operation was a success, but the patient died. But the operation was a success, even if I had to deviate, but the patient is living and thriving. Does that make sense? Okay. So Marie-Pierre, over to you. This morning I got to find out who's winning.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
So, okay, first thing to do is to share the podcast this morning. So you can find the arrow just beside where you have your comment, so you can share everywhere. And in the comment, you have a text that you can copy paste it when you share, so people understand why they should listen to the podcast this morning. But if you have someone that really needs to hear this one, send it directly by messenger, send it by text message. So those one-on-one is the best way to make sure that they will click on the link and listen to the podcast this morning. And then we have our contest, Les Millionnaires des Aimants. So first, when you go on our Facebook group, Les Millionnaires des Aimants and social group, every time you post, every time that you comment, that you react, you gain point during the month to be in the top 10 contributor. And at the end of the month, the official top 10 will get a voucher to go shop on the boutique Les Millionnaires des Aimants. But month to date, here's our top 10. So number 10, we have the page called Awaken. Number 9, we have Linda
Wait,
Casama.
wait. Number 10, who?
It's a page called Awaken. I don't know.
So they've been contributing to our page.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Is Jacqueline with us? Hey, Jacqueline, send them a thank you and let them know they're in the top 10 because she's good at following you through. And it's nice. Like, woohoo. Yeah.
Okay, so number 9, we have Linda Casaman. Number 8, Nathalie Brochu. Number 7, Nadia Bonham. Number 6, Sherry Novak. Number 5, Annabelle Hébert. Number 4, Kenra Sefingasol.
Wait,
Number
who's
3,
Annabelle Hébert?
she's with us for a long time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Number 4, Kendra Sipingasso. Number 3, Lise Boucher. Number 2, Louise Gauthier. And number 1, Martha Noel. So congratulations for our top 10 month today. So again, you have until the end of the month to be in the official top 10. And then we have a draw at the end of the month. So to be in the draw, there's two ways. First with the boutique, or the second way is with the books in Millionnaires. So same thing. When you go on the boutique, you take a picture when you place your order, you receive your order, you take a picture and you post on social media and you tag Millionnaires. And with the books, same thing. You just receive another book, you take a picture, you're reading one of the book again, you take a picture, you're doing one of the quiz book, you take a picture, you're using your agenda de Millionnaires, you can take a picture, you can have a new picture every day that you can post on social media and tag Millionnaires to be in the draw at the end of the month. And the last thing, if you don't already have your ticket for the next conference, it's time to join us. So click on the link, and it's a virtual conference, so everyone can join us from all around the world. So make sure that you click on the link to be with us for the next conference, even if the time is not right for you, because you're going to receive the link to watch it in replay if you cannot be with us during the conference. So click on the link to get your ticket now.
Thank you so much. So are you ready to dive in? Lean in, take notes. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Lise. Jacqueline is here. Anna, did you see our little Anna is here? I love it. Good morning, good morning. Carrie's with us. Lise, yes, Lise, I've said it. She is with us. Where's James? James is always there. Martin is there, Louise. And here is James with the crew. Are you with the crew? I don't see with the crew. Maybe he's not with the crew. I don't know. He's going to write it in. All right. So let's dive in and really take notes. So when I first read this principle from Think and Grow Rich years and years ago, it did stop me dead in my tracks. It really did. For me, because I am the leader of Tupperware, the Diamonds. And when it said the world does not pay men with a capital M for that which they know, it pays them for what they do. It really, really hit home. I need to induce in others the desire to want to accomplish, right? And honestly, after 42 years in entrepreneurship, I can tell you this is absolutely true. So I do greet and meets, I do coachings, I do monthly reviews, I do, all of this stuff. And other people do it too. But there's a world of a difference of the knowledge on how to do the greet and meet, and in the knowledge on how to do the greet and meet to induce in the person I'm greeting and meeting to do. Okay, there's a world of a difference. And coming back to induce in others to achieve. So it's not about me, the operation was a success, but the patient died, but rather the operation was a success and the patient is thriving. So one of the saddest things I've witnessed in all my life up to this day, there's brilliant people with extraordinary potentials living average lives simply because they've never executed consistently to induce in others to do. And for those in my Tupperware world, like, Annie Marchand, Sylvain Lalonde, Melanie Miller, like we can think of all these incredible people we've met with incredible education, with incredible vocabularies we've met in our business, with incredible intelligence. How about charisma? We were doing a gala one year, and the person was not even at the gala. And all she spoke was like 30 seconds on a video we had shown. And when we asked, we used to pass comment sheets around, what part of the meeting touched you most? And she mentioned that leader that was not even in the room. Can you imagine the level of charisma, but very little implementation. So it's not enough charisma. It's not enough having ideas, it's not enough. Okay. And I've met ordinary people like my mother with ordinary beginnings, who decided to take imperfect action over and over and over again and built not only for themselves extraordinary lives, but their ability to induce in others to do the same. So when I look at my own life, which I am a very ordinary person, ordinary intelligence, ordinary everything, my success has been relentlessness. It's been consistency and truly my ability to induce in you to do more. You see, that has been the key. We have built more millionaires into this Tupperware business than any other Tupperware company in the world, or for that fact, any other MLM in the world. We have the most mortgage-free leaders, debt-free leaders. This is the mandate, you know. We get rewarded by creating actions in others and that bring others to live their own dream life. Okay. Now, when I looked at all of this, I'm thinking of people like, you've heard me say this story over and over again. This individual that would come in, take a motivational book. I have here an incredible library, and every year I get rid of books, by the way, because I've decided that I don't need more than this amount of books to refer to when I'm looking for an idea for a speech or whatever. But I've had people walk in here, take a book, bring it back on Sunday. They read it, and I know they read it. Take another book, pay for a conference, pay for another conference, for another conference. And unfortunately, they fail to induce in others the ability to do. Okay. That's, they have all this information and they probably would deliver this podcast much better than me. But you see, we're not paid for what we know. We are paid for what we do, but we make so much more money by getting others to do. But for me to get you to achieve your next level, I must master me first, right? So I'm looking at this podcast and I say, I know we need to have the ability to do our daily calls in our business, our daily follow-ups, our daily post, our daily improvement, our daily courage, discipline, blah, blah, blah. But how am I going to get you to do it? Well, it's brick by brick, and it's really with intentionality. And yesterday I covered with Mélanie Gingras a very important part, because it's thanks to her that I realized that many people do what I do, but fail to induce in others the action plan and the follow-up and follow-through required to after the greet and meet to get them to qualifying for, after the coaching to get them to step up or maintain numbers for, after the monthly review to focus on one thing so they build a little bit higher, a little bit higher. So for me, today's podcast has taken me to a whole other level as a leader, not because I didn't know this, but because now I got to induce more in others to do. So what is the scientific explanation behind this? We're going to break it down with the psychology, the implementation, and everything else, but that's going to be my friend Melanie Miller. Thank you, Melanie.
Yes, thank you very much, Maria. Maria has just introduced the third major cause of failure in leadership described by Napoleon Hill. The expectation of pay for what people know instead of what they do with what they know. And I think this is a really important distinction, because Hill is not criticizing education or qualifications. What he is criticizing is the belief that knowledge alone automatically deserves reward. In other words, some people believe, I have a degree, I have the diploma, therefore I deserve more. But Hill's point is that knowledge only becomes valuable when it is applied. It is not what you know that changes the world. It is what you do with what you know. Interestingly, modern neuroscience strongly supports this idea. The brain does not become stronger by simply storing information. The brain changes most effectively through application, repetition, problem solving, and adaptation. This is because of something called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself through use and experience. When knowledge stays theoretical, the brain creates relatively weak pathways. But when the knowledge is used repeatedly in real situations, the neural pathways strengthen, the brain becomes more efficient. Skills become faster, deeper, and more automatic. In other words, applied knowledge physically changes the brain. Hill is also warning us about something else. Sometimes people become trapped in qualifications, titles, or credentials. They begin to believe, I already know enough. And psychologically, this can become very dangerous because once the brain believes it has arrived, learning slows down, curiosity decreases, adaptability weakens, and growth stops. Modern psychology would call this a fixed mindset. Whereas the people who continue growing are usually the ones who keep asking, what else can I learn? How can I improve? How can I apply this better? Those are the people who continue evolving. And honestly, I saw this very clearly in my own life. I have a PhD in pharmaceutical technology. When I first came to Tupperware, I probably assumed, and I know I did, there was not a great deal I could learn here. And I was quickly proven wrong. What I discovered was that learning never stops. I continued learning constantly, and interestingly, many of the study habits and organizational skills I had developed academically became extremely useful within Les Diamants. I was able to contribute value by introducing ideas such as process flow thinking, organizational structures, systems, standard procedures, not because I knew more than anyone else, but because I applied what I had learned in a different environment. And I think that is exactly what Hill is trying to teach us. Knowledge has potential value. Applied knowledge creates actual value. So perhaps leadership fails when people believe they should be rewarded simply for what they know, because the world does not reward stored information nearly as much as it rewards useful contribution. The leaders who grow the most are usually the ones who remain humble enough to keep learning and courageous enough to apply what they learn in the service of others. And now I will pass you over to Marie Pierre, who is always our mirror on the world and how we're behaving. So over to you, Marie Pierre.
Thank you, Marie. So yes, we continue with the quiz because it's so important to not just listen to a podcast and do nothing after. So that goes really with our subject of today. But we need to focus on, yes, we know that the books are something that are powerful. Yes, courses are powerful. Yes, those podcasts can be powerful. But it's something that it's for a lot of people is create an illusion of progress because it feels productive but without actually moving forward. So we are living in a world that we are addicted to consuming, scrolling, watching, planning, researching, preparing, but very few people will execute consistently. So this is why we need to do this quiz at the end to really see where we are right now. Are we stuck because we just continue to learn and learn and learn without that implementation? Because yes, sometimes learning is like an hiding place because it feels safe, it feels productive, it feels intelligent. But now, if you go into the execution, now execution feels vulnerable because it will expose you to your fear or insecurity, possible failure or judgment or rejection. So some people will stay in that preparation mode because it feels safe. So this quiz today will help you to see if you are really learning to grow or if you are learning to avoid action. So let's start. So for each question, you can answer A, B, or C. So let's start with question number one. So you just finished listening to an incredible podcast. You feel motivated. You even tell yourself, wow, this is exactly what I needed. Then what usually happens? A, I immediately look for another podcast or more content about it. B, I try something for a day or two, then life takes over. Or C, I choose one thing and intentionally apply it consistently. Question number two. Now you buy a new workout program or maybe a healthy meal plan program. And what usually happens after the excitement wears off? So A, I keep researching about health, but struggling to stay consistent and in action. B, I go through strong phases and then I stop. Or C, I continue even when motivation disappears. Question number 3. You have a business idea or maybe a project that you wanted to start for a long time, and someone asks you, so when are you starting? What honestly sounds most like you? A, I'm still researching and preparing. B, I started a little, but I haven't fully committed yet. Or C, I started before I felt fully ready. Question number 4. You buy another course because you believe, okay, this one will finally make me successful. Deep down, what are you hoping for? A, to finally feel confident enough to begin. B, to get the motivation again. Or C, to sharpen skills while already executing. And number 5. How many times have you said, okay, starting Monday, I'm really going all in? A, many times. B, a few times. Or C, very rarely, I start immediately when I decide. So did you get mostly A's, mostly B's, or mostly C's? So if you have it mostly A, you are probably the consumer. So you love learning, planning, preparing, researching, understanding, but action often feels scary, overwhelming, and emotionally exposing. So that is your biggest trap, that you confuse knowledge with progress. You may seriously believe that you need, okay, one more course. Oh, just one more. I need more clarity. But the truth is that confidence will come after action. So your next level will be to stop asking what else did I need to know to start, but start asking yourself, what do I need to do repeatedly now to grow really? Now, if you have mostly B, you are the inconsistent implementer. So you do take action, but sometimes your emotion interrupts your consistency. Sometimes momentum comes and goes, or fear still slows you down, or you restart often. So your biggest challenge here is to sustain execution long enough that you will see those results to that compound. So you already know that the action matter, but now is you need that discipline, repetition, and unwavering execution. So your next level will be to stop relying on your motivation, but to build your system or your routine to help you build that identity through repetition. And if you have it mostly C, now you are the implementer. So you understand that imperfect action beats perfect preparation. So you learn while moving, you adjust while executing, and you build confidence through repetition. So you understand that growth is messy. You are building that identity through your action, and this is why implementer will eventually separate themselves from the consumer. So your next level is to help induce that and this action in other people, because the true leadership is not only executing yourself, but again, it's to multiply execution when you help other people. So you induce those action for other people too. So how you can practice that daily? Number 1, implement before consuming more. So before starting another podcast, another book, another training, another video, ask yourself, have I implemented what I already know? So implement before consuming more. Number 2, take one immediate action daily. Not someday, but today. Is it one phone call or one post, one workout? Instead of just buying a new workout program, do a workout, do a follow up or a conversation, a coaching, but you need that motion that will create your momentum. And number 3, stop waiting to feel ready, because you do not become confident before action, you become confident through action. So stop waiting for that perfect moment. It will never come. So start the action and you will feel ready when you are moving. So on that, I wish you a beautiful day and we will see you tomorrow morning for the next part. Bye everyone.